People, Deluded, I'm back again. As you can see, I'm in a bit of a different situation right now. I'm at a family member's house. This is not my room and whatnot, but Arsenal have just drawn 2-2 against Watford, and what can I say, people? I mean, it's not a loss, but it feels like we dropped 2 points. It does feel like a real defeat. It feels like a kick in the teeth. It's another game on the road where we failed to take 3 points. It's another game against the sort of side that have had issues over their managers and problems with their coaches and whatnot, and they've turned it around against us, people. I mean, it feels like a victory for Watford. Like I said, it feels like a defeat for us. And it was a tale of two halves, so not really, because you could say on the first half we went 2-0 up, we went 2-0 ahead, but prior to the goals, were we really at our best? I do think we played some good football at times. Obviously, there was a 20-pass move for one of our goals. Ozil looked at it, Ceballos looked at it, a couple of other individuals looked good as well, and we weathered a little bit of storm. But for me, the system didn't really work. There's teething issues. I felt Maitland-Niles had a tough time out there playing against Deluded. I feel on both sides of the flanks we weren't supported defensively and offensively enough. I feel when Maitland-Niles did get forward, you saw him get an assist. Midfield was a bit of 6s and 7s as well. Defensively, obviously, with the goals we conceded in the second half between Luis for the penalty and Socrates for the mistake, again, it's defensive errors. There was even a couple of times, I'm not going to lie, Leno looked nervy for me as well, people. Aubameyang and whatnot, they were working the flanks, but Watford will take that. They're in them positions. At a time, I'm seeing Aubameyang out wide, I'm seeing Ceballos and Ozil both extremely deep for the ball. As a Watford player, you want that. It looked like Watford had a 4-4-2. They were rigid, they were tough to break down. It was a low block, people. It's a kick in the teeth. We collectively, through the tactics, and for me, away from the tactics, it's game management, and that's down to the players. It's an appalling result today, people. You guys know me, I never really rant and rave with these things like that, but it's poor, man. You had 3 points in the bag. You're playing a team with a old manager but new manager. You're playing in a team that's been in a loss of form, and again, it's Arsenal that they kind of... It's not a victory because they never got 3 points, but they can kind of save some sort of face. It's definitely a better result than some Watford fans might have expected. I feel Watford from start to finish can leave with their heads held high, and the players played well, especially for me, Capoue and I forgot his name now, man, such is the game. The midfielder, Decore, sorry. I think they played well. I think Deluded, on another day, he scores a couple of efforts. I feel Watford worked well, man. I just feel we just didn't kill the game off, but more often than not, but more than that really, we just failed to manage the game properly. What Socrates specifically is doing for the first goal that they scored, I don't know. What Luis is doing for the second, and it is a penalty, I don't know. And Luis, I felt he was playing alright until then. I feel Kolasinac did alright. I feel Maitland-Niles was poor today. You guys know me, I'm a big advocate of Maitland-Niles, a big fan of Maitland-Niles, but he's got to improve. Yes, he got the assist. It was lovely from us. Obviously, when we took the lead in the circumstances we did, it was lovely play from us for Aubameyang to obviously grab his first. Lovely play from Ceballos initially to win the ball back, and then obviously you went and saw Kolasinac bomb forward. I was actually seeing Arsenal inviting pressure in that sort of thing that Kolasinac scored from. Xhaka and all of them players were kind of doing that for Watford and inviting shots, but it was a lovely, like I said, it was lovely from Ceballos to win the ball back. Kolasinac did the rest. Aubameyang's made a career of scoring goals. 1-0. Shortly after is the 20 pass move, like I said. Xhaka actually features heavily in that, to be fair. You obviously Ozil with the superstar pass. Maitland-Niles puts it across. And again, Aubameyang's made a career of this. And it's 2-0. As you know, 2-0 is a dangerous lead in football. You either need to get the third or you need to stop pouring people forward and frustrate the opposition. Second half, I feel Watford played alright, man. I feel Will Hughes was a thorn in our side, operating from the right-hand side to a degree in the first half. But other than that, we kind of weathered the storms and done what we did. And you could see Watford were frustrated with how the whole Guendouzi, Pepe, Mele looked. It's a weird game, people. It's a 2-0 is a dangerous lead. Like I said, you got to build on it or not, and we were made to pay for it. We shot ourselves in the foot within the first 10 minutes or so of that second half. We've conceded a goal. Rather fortunate for Watford to get, but it's sloppy from us, people. It's extremely poor, and they've got the tail between their legs, the bit between their teeth, and they're going at it, and their fans are feeding off this energy. Like I said, many people would have expected Watford to get a result. Like I said in my preview, I'm never confident in away games and against Watford because they fancy sit against us. But many people would have said, because of how Watford are playing at the moment, there's opportunity in a game like this. And they were at it from start to finish. We gave them something. You can't concede within the first 10 minutes in circumstances like that. They're going to be encouraged. Obviously, they got the penalty, and Pereira, who, my cousin's in shot, but you can't see him, who I said he's going to go and score. When they scored the penalty. But before that, how many opportunities, people, did Deluded and a number of the Watford players have where it just skimmed the post, literally, or literally at the end where Decore should have scored? Like I was talking with my cousin who also likes football a lot. We were saying, if you didn't know who Arsenal and Watford were and the form and whatnot, there was times in that games you would not you wouldn't have known Watford were going through the things they're going through prior to the game. It's 2 points dropped, and it's sloppy, people. Obviously, Spurs went and bounced back yesterday against Palace. Liverpool and City are irrelevant. City dropped points, but it's irrelevant to us. Liverpool took points, again irrelevant. Chelsea grinded out a result. United, whether it was because of a penalty or not, got 3 points on the road. Arsenal, it feels like a defeat, but it follows on from, we've got 2 draws now, and followed on from a defeat against Liverpool. We're dropping a lot of points, people. Obviously, right now it's put to the back burner of sorts, because I do believe we've got to play Frankfurt, and then we've got Bournemouth next week before playing against, don't quote me for this order, but Nottingham Forest on the weekend. The games are coming thick and fast. Joe Willock, obviously in the second half, he danced through some people. I was thinking, just get your head up, please pass it. But he's unable to. Xhaka won the ball back in the dying embers of the game, and he was just poor. We were just poor today, man. We were poor today. We shot ourselves in the foot in the second half. We played some good football. We did certain things. I think Ceballos played well as well. To a degree, I did think it kind of went left when these substitutions took place as well, but we shot ourselves in the foot, man. When you come out we really shot ourselves in that second half. When you come out being 2-0 ahead, you've got to keep up the same mentality and the same level of focus. And it's another game, almost third game on the trot now, where somebody's individual mistakes has cost us. You obviously had David Luiz against Liverpool. You had Xhaka against Spurs, and Leno and Socrates again against Spurs. Today, Leno wasn't directly involved, and he made some big saves, to be fair to him, but he looked a bit shaky. Socrates let himself down, and he was holding people in the corner, in the box for corners, people. You got to be careful with VAR. Luiz is Luiz. We knew what we was getting with this guy. Like today, he actually played all right until that mistake for me, and then that just sums him up, really and truly. These individual mistakes are going to cost us. These defensive mistakes are going to cost us. And I don't necessarily feel, I know we scored 2 goals, but how much times, really and truly, people, did we really test Watford, really, people? I know Pepe, a couple others and whatnot, but let me type in Watford versus Arsenal on Google quickly and see if obviously I can get the statistical data, because I can't imagine we had too many shots in that game. Obviously Cleverley scored the easiest goal in his life, and United fans are happy we dropped points, and obviously that's an ex-United boy. Like I said, man, I feel Watford though did a good job, man. It did look like, in real time, it looked like a 4-4-2 of sorts to me in the game. You could say 4-2-3-1 of sorts, but it did look like a 4-4-2 out of possession to me. Obviously, it shocked everybody, Ozil starting, and I feel Ozil did his thing today. He obviously got an assist. You can't scapegoat him. I feel Maitland-Niles had a real tough time and whatnot. It is what it is, man. We've shot ourselves in the foot. We had, look at the stats, people. We drew 2-2. This is a team that has bad form and new manager and all of these things. 31 shots, we had 7. We had 4 on target, they had 10. Their possession stats are at 53%. Ours are at 47. 502 passes to our 466. Passing accuracy 88%, and ours is 82. Now, many people would have said, if the stats were the same and it was 2-1, many people would say, oh, we did a professional job, we went there and got the 3 points. Sometimes you got to do that in football, and that's true, people. But this same thing is happening, people. I had no issues with the lineup, people. Obviously I just spoke about the system, but the lineup was fairly attacking in the concept. Many people, myself included, would have went for Nelson. It is what it is, but something is wrong with our general play, how we fashion off chances, again with our away form. And the main pet peeve for me is, again, defensive mistakes, and they're coming from the most experienced individuals on the field. I don't feel Maitland-Niles had the best of games, excluding his assists. I feel he got terrorised today, but he never made a glaring error. You've got Socrates, played at Dortmund, played at AC Milan, played at Arsenal. Luiz won Champions Leagues and things like that, just making stupid errors. And when it happens week in, week out, it becomes a choice, people, and you have to really look at individuals. These things are going to persist, and the more these things happen, we've got to start looking at management and need these individuals, because The boardroom done a fantastic job in the summer, bringing in individuals to move forward with. Again, we know we're not going to turn it around in a matter of months, or even what, we're in September now, but we've got to play better. Bar the Burnley game, bar the Burnley game and whatnot, and Newcastle to agree, and Spurs. We haven't been perfect. Spurs, I know many people say if we scored this, but this happened. Liverpool, people say ifs and buts because of individual mistakes again, and that was the case today. But these are the don't Arsenal fans get tired of sitting here and talking about the same themes. If this penalty never happened, we would have won. If we did this, if we did that. It weren't even a game where we presented a gazillion chances. Watford had more chances than us. Definitely in that second half, me and everyone sat in this household that was watching the game had heart in mouths, people. It is what it is at this moment in time. It is a bit. It feels like a defeat. It's a draw, but it's a defeat. We hold our bants, and my friend's already digging off my phone. It is what it is. But like I said, Watford 2, Arsenal 2. People, we move forward. Deluded. I'm out.